I'm so lost I almost said good morning. Anyway, I'm a firm believer in what Abraham Lincoln said one time, and that government is by the people and for the people. And I'm here to ask for your vote to get me on the council. It's time that we had a new foundation there, some new blood, some creative thinking, some innovative thought process. The reason that I'm here today is because I believe what the council needs is new skills and perspective that makes sense for this fast-changing world. In the last 18 months to 2 years, we've seen our economy dip lower than I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm here to help speed up the process, read the bills, not shuffle the papers, and cut to the chase with getting things done. Mahalo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mike Victorino, and I want to thank you very much, West Maui Taxpayers Association, and all of you people who have spent the evening here listening to all of us candidates. I've been honored to serve you over the past 3.5, going on 4 years. I've worked with many of you in many areas. A Kapuna back there, I've supported all the programs that we have brought forward through the years. I not only have innovation, but I have common sense. We have to take care of the people of Maui Nui. I work, my family is a blue-collar family. We have learned to work very hard. I worked in West Maui for 26 years, Kanapaliali and the Western. So I understand the importance of tourism. I understand the importance of the transportation. I've gotten stuck here in the past. But I believe we are working, and with people like Angus and Roz and many others in the state and state senate and state house, we continue to make progress. I'm proud of the record working with our team in improvements that we have been able to make. There's a lot more to be done. I humbly ask for you to continue to support me on this journey to make Maui the best place, not only for our Kapuna, but for our Keiki who are coming behind of us, so that they can enjoy the quality of life you and I have been able to enjoy. Mahalo.
All right, for our first question, we'll go to you, Lisa. In many occasions, development precedes infrastructure development. Because of that mentality, we are faced with failing or lacking infrastructure. If elected, what will you do to change the current process?
Thanks, Zeke, for that question. You know, our development sometimes exceeds our infrastructure, and I think we see a lot of that now. But I think we need to start reaching out to funding outside the box. We can't continue on the same old, same old. This economy has almost brought us to a halt. There are families here, every single one of you is touched by someone that is not able to get a job. And we have to get back to work. We have to empower the tourism to get back on track. We have to get some money in here. But funding, we need to reach out to other sources. We can get loans, we can get money to back up what we can do for infrastructure. And we need to do something, anything right now, because nothing is being done, in my opinion, in the council. I'm not presently serving on the council, so I don't have all the answers to those questions, but I'll tell you what, I will get the answers. Mahalo.
Same question to you, Mike. 1 minute.
Thank you. We continue to progress with our state and federal people to look for funding for infrastructure improvement. As you mentioned earlier, Senator Danny Noi has been very instrumental in bringing additional federal funding. One of the big things this council has done to make a difference is to make sure when development and other projects come forward, we put in conditions that run with the land so that when they're entitled, then these projects have to do the infrastructure improvements, partnerships that have been promised to us have to be fulfilled. And it's not by the present owner, anybody else who may own the property. So we are working hard to make sure that all of the promises that are made, the partnerships that we form, are fulfilled. Because if there's one thing that's always been lacking, is the fulfillment of commitments. And many of us have seen that happen. and I make sure that it won't happen in the future. Mahalo.
1 minute to elaborate, Lisa? Yes.
I would like to ask Mr. Victorino why it is that he claims that he can do more in the future. Does that imply that he hasn't done anything in the past?
Mr. Victorino, 1 minute.
Well, you know, I've always done a lot, and I continue to do and want to do more. If my opponent has to say things of that nature, I'm not going to dignify that by a response. Mahalo.
Second question will go to you, Mr. Victorino. We believe there's a need to increase the availability of potable water and the infrastructure that goes with it. In your district especially, many of the transmission lines are very antiquated, over 30 years and going. We believe in West Maui that our sources are at capacity or committed to projects. If elected, what would you do to help meet the future water needs?
Well, in West Maui, for example, we are continuously trying to look for ways of increasing the availability of water, not only through the source development, but also through ground sources. We have a lot of water that needs to be brought in from the areas where they are to the areas where they're needed. But most importantly is the infrastructure improvements. We put a lot of money towards infrastructure improvements. I've been back into Hans Michael's, I should say, valley, and I've seen what we have done and what we need to continue to do. Right, Hans? And I know there's a lot more that needs to be done, and we continue to work hard. I believe this county has a lot committed, or needs to commit more effort and more resources to make sure and make partnerships available for all, to make the water available as a public trust to all the people.
1 minute.
Question?
Yes.
I have to, tonight I heard Alan Arakawa speak about the water situation, and I think Maui County needs to get control of that in terms of being a public trust. You have to remember, this job that we're vying for is to be your representative. We're not here for any kind of power trip or anything like that, but we have to get back to representing the people. And the one key thing here is for you to have the water rights. The public needs that trust, and we have to get it back. I work closely with John Dewey up in Iao Valley, and he's involved with the Navai Iha, and I agree with him because, as well as that, with the injection wells, I have been a victim of Microbacterium marnum and almost lost my leg from being in the water in Kihei. So I know what can happen if we don't fix those injection wells.
Mr. Victorino, would you like to elaborate?
Yeah, thank you. Again, we're talking about water, but you know, that is one of the big parts of this equation. Better storage capacity, and as we mentioned, even repairing of our ditch system, which has been lagging because when the plantations left, they left a bad situation get worse. So there's a lot of areas we continue to work in, and I think we've got to make sure that whether it's potable water, reclaimed water, that all of these sources are protected and is in the people's interest. In other words, the public trust, as has been talked about all night. Mahalo.
Mrs. Chappelle, would you like to elaborate? You have another minute if you'd like it.
I think along with water, we've got very, very many problems here. And so when I look at that, I think, what are you, crazy, Lisa? You want to get involved with this? There's going to be a lot of decision making. But one thing I do bring to the table is the intelligence to read the documents. I have the innovation, I have strategic thinking that can get the job done for you fast. And we can work together, and I want to work and represent you, because you might not know this, but I was a resident of West Maui for 17 years, and a small business owner here too as well. And I've worked in the tourism industry, and I love the people of Maui and will be privileged to serve you. Thank you.
Currently, tourism is the primary economic generator in Maui County. What is your view on that, and what new ideas might you have in changing or promoting that concept?
Good question. Tourism is the engine that runs this boat, but we need to engage more in strategic thinking. I'm committed to helping us, that's me and you, connect the dots between theoretical and the practical. I'm relating to research, to the pressing challenges we all face. And it's difficult enough to maneuver our organizations and businesses through choppy waters of these turbulent times. And now is the time for a new, clear vision towards strategy and producing results quickly and dynamically. Now is the time for innovative leaders in the council with tactical know-how and resource coordination. The world's complex and it's changing. We have 4 new flights to Maui. We need to maybe retrain in the Aloha, but we all have it. But our hotels, we need to encourage that business because what's going to come to us is that TAT money, and we can get a lot of work done with that.
Mr. Victorino, 1 minute.
As you all know, this is the economic engine that has provided many opportunities to many of us in this room, myself included, and my family. And I want to make sure that we continue to promote Maui in the newer markets such as China and Korea and other areas. As we expand our flight capacity and more seats available, what we also need to do is make sure that when the tourists arrive, we have beautiful parks, we have available ecotourism and all of these things that they want to learn about our culture. This is very important. That's what makes Hawaii unique. And make sure that these things are done in a very humble and educated manner. It is important to think out of the box, but also common sense and caring about people is very important. And that's why people have always returned to Maui, because they kept telling me they love the people, they love what we stand for, and that's what I want to continue to perpetuate. Mahalo.
Thank you. Lisa, 1 more minute to elaborate.
I want to make a promise to you tonight that if elected to be your representative in the county council, that I will pledge not to raise any more taxes for you. And I will also pledge that as your county council representative, the government will understand when you have pressing needs that you need addressed as quickly as possible. Wherever you need immediate help most, I will use every technique possible to help you solve your immediate concerns. We will inject creativity into everything that we do together, you and I. Together we will lead, inspire, discover, influence, formulate, tear down, and build up. And I will work very, very hard for you. Mahalo.
Mr. Victorino, 1 more minute to elaborate.
Thank you. I will continue to work hard for you. I will continue to be your voice. I have met with many of you on many events, and I continue to want to do what is good for Maui Nui. Yes, we are at a crucial crossroad, and the next 2 to 4 years are going to be very pivotal in where our economy goes. Sustainable energy, farming, water needs, infrastructure improvements can create an economic boom, but always and never forgetting the people that are involved in it. Also making sure that all of you, whether you're kapunas or children or working families, are heard and are always and as much as possible taken care of. Raising taxes and raising fees is not one of the things I ever want to do. However, economic times, when you needed the ambulance service and the kapunas needed the transportation services and our nonprofits needed money, we continue to look for innovative ways to continue funding your needs, and I commit to that. Thank you.
All right, 1 minute for closing remarks. Lisa will start off with you. One.
Once again, I'd like to say again that government is by the people and for the people and not the other way around. And Maui needs a new foundation in the council. You need some new blood in there. You've seen many candidates here tonight and on the road. there's very many people that stood up to be elected. First time ever. I know Ellie's never run for office. I've never run for office. I've never had the passion that I have these days. But what's starting to hurt is it's hurting in the pocketbook, and the people in the legislature don't understand what's going on the street. My husband, who's Hawaiian, we live in Hawaiian homelands, and I'm proud to say that I was born in Honolulu, and I have a birth certificate that dates back to the territory, so I'm not going to tell you how old I am. But remember, on November 2nd, my name is Lisa Gapero. I understand this leadership role, and I propose innovative change without the intimidation of the past. I would very much appreciate your support by voting for me on November the 2nd. Mahalo.
Again, thank you, West Maui Taxpayers Association, and all of you for being here this evening. I want to give you the main reason, my selfish reason, for doing what I do and working hard every day for you. And it's right here, my family. They've suffered in this economic time. My oldest son has saw reduced hours. My daughter-in-law has seen reduced hours in her job. My wife and I have seen cutbacks. We understand the difficult times. We are a blue-collar family. We've worked hard all these years on this item. I don't have to tell you how far back my family comes from. If that's important, my wife's Hawaiian, so is that important? Important is the heart. And I've always had the heart for you, the people. I work for you, the people. It's not all about me. I don't need anything. I need to continue to help you and help my family so they can enjoy the quality of life that I grew up with and you all remember. Mahalo. And on November 2nd, please remember Mike Victorino. Wailuku. All of you can vote for me. Aloha.
Ladies and gentlemen, your county council candidates for the Wailuku, Waihe, and Waikapu area.